Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. We have K3C Credit Counselling. Joel Grisé is joining us, and the conversation's been quite interesting in the commercial break. If you want to give us a question, 789-6559, extension 2803. You can email us, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca, or you can always send us a message and a question via Facebook. Okay, so letting people know what we were talking about during the commercial break is that you're talking about what you suggest to all of your clients, but you yourself practice what you preach. This is something that you and your wife switched to, was the envelope system.
I've been doing this for about 10 years at K3C Credit Counselling, and you start and you're taught this system because this is what I need to teach my clients. And every time I would teach it, I would think to myself, what a great thing! Like what a fantastic way to manage money. But then you go home and you kind of can't. It's hard to get out of the rut. And we were spinning our wheels like anybody else, and you're not getting ahead. I was 30 years old, and we're sitting there talking and frustrated about the fact that we never had any money at the end of the month. And I said to my wife, I said, why don't we try this system? I mean,
that I talk about every day.
I talk about it every day. It's got to make some sense. So we've been trying it. And honestly, we had a discussion about 3 months later, and my wife said to me, she says, you know what? I haven't thought about money since. You know, it hasn't been part of her, you know how you think about money all the time, is there enough there? Well, it completely goes away because you withdraw what you need, and that's all, right? So you can see it, we're visual, and when you start spending your money, you take, you know, if you have a grocery envelope, you take some of it out, don't take it all, go grocery shopping, and think, you know, I have to shop for 7 days. That's it, 7 days. We don't have to think about a month down the road or anything like that. 7 days, you go, you try to do the perimeter of the grocery store, stay away from the inside, right?
Yep.
And when you go and you have your cash, you start making better decisions, right? If you only have $100 on you, then you're not going to spend more than 100 because you look like a schmuck at the counter, right?
And you've had to be more creative, because then you actually looked into the freezer and said, well, I don't need to buy the roast because it's already there.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier, right? Because it might be Tuesday today or Wednesday today, and payday is not till Friday. And if there's only $20 in your envelope for groceries, but your list is this long, then you have to look at yourself and say, okay, we have 20 bucks. What do we need to get through the next couple of days? Right? Okay, well, we'll need eggs, and we need bread, and we need milk, and then my wife's really great. She'll go into the freezer and pull out a roast and say, hey, we can do this, and we can figure out a way to make it work. And what happens at the end of the week, there's still $5 left. And I'm not saying there's no money in other envelopes. Not all the money we have, but we have limited our food to that because you can spend. There's no end to how much money you spend on groceries these days.
And you know, we were talking about that for gas and entertainment, and the list can go on, and just even through $3-4 that you end up change on coffees. So these are issues that that we can do on a daily basis. However, when people are coming in to see you, sometimes they're beyond that point. How easy is it for them to start to make the transitions once they've been in to see you guys?
Well, people that normally come in they've hit a wall. They understand that what they've done so far is probably not the way to move forward. And many times, once they come in, you develop a relationship with somebody, and when you tell them, listen, I'm going to fix your debt problem, no problem there, but we're going to get you back in here so that we can really have a look at your budget and teach you how, and we actually sit down and I'll show them which envelopes they need to have and how much to put in each one of them, so that when they leave, they have a really good idea. It's not just this idea, it's an actual plan.
And one of the things we had mentioned in our last segment was the assessment. Heading online, and this could be for anyone right now, is head online and see where it is that you fall into. This assessment's pretty neat.
It allows you to do a self-assessment from the comfort of your own home. So you don't have to, get in your car and drive anywhere or make a phone call. And so it allows you to say, okay, it's on our website, and I think it's on the bottom of the screen there. And so you go on K3C.org and you click on online assessment, and from there you key in your income and your expenses and your debts and your assets. Now everything's encrypted, so there's no chance of getting tampered with. It will go directly to one of my counselors, in which case we'll get a response back. So the counselor won't solve your problems, but they're going to open the door. They're going to tell you, okay, here are my initial thoughts, and think whether or not you should have an appointment or whatever, right? You kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. And I find that it works really well. We have about 90% of the people that fill in the online assessments will pick up the phone and have a conversation with somebody, which is phenomenal. That's excellent.
Yeah, we'd like to have a conversation with you. You can send us in your questions. You can send it to our email for our Ask the Expert segment. You can also give us a call live here on the air, 789-6559, extension 2803. We do have to take a short commercial break, but we'll be back right after this.